Okay, just picture this for a second. You've packed your entire life into boxes. The moving truck is loaded, it pulls away with every single thing you own, and then it's just gone. You never see any of it again. It is an absolute nightmare. And honestly, it's becoming a reality for way too many people. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the moving scam playbook. And more importantly, we're going to build your defense against it. All right, let's get into it.
So, first things first, let's put a number on this nightmare. $2,800. That is the staggering average amount of money a single person loses in one of these scams. And that's just the cash they're extorted for. That doesn't even touch on the actual value of all their stuff that's been stolen. For a lot of folks, that's a down payment on a car, a family vacation. Poof, gone.
And here's the really scary part. This isn't some rare one in a million thing. The number of moving fraud cases has shot up by a staggering 35% since 2024. I mean, with the problem growing that fast, it's really not a question of if you'll come across a shady mover, but how you're going to handle it when you do. And that's exactly why you need a game plan.
And here is our game plan for today. First, we are going to go deep inside the scammer's playbook to see how they operate. Then we'll shift gears and focus on building your defense with a super practical checklist. And if the worst case scenario happens, we'll cover how to fight back. And finally, we are going to arm you with your ultimate weapon in all this, knowing your rights.
All right, let's get inside the head of a scammer, To beat them at their own game, you have to know the plays they're going to run. This section is all about spotting those little telltale signs, those red flags, before you even think about signing a contract or handing over any money. Okay, so let's follow the money first. The bait is almost always an unusually low estimate. It seems too good to be true, right? Then they'll ask for a huge cash deposit right up front. Bam, red flags 1 and 2. From there, it's about a total lack of professionalism. You'll see vague contracts, no real physical address for their business, and they'll use these really high-pressure tactics to get you to sign before you have a chance to think it through.
You know, that lowball estimate? It's the oldest trick in the book for a reason. It works. They give you a price that's just ridiculously low, maybe 40 to 60% below what anyone else is quoting. It's the classic bait and switch. Because once they have all your belongings loaded onto their truck, they basically hold it hostage, and that's when the price suddenly skyrockets. And here's another dead giveaway. Look at how they want to be paid. A legitimate professional moving company, they'll take a credit card and they'll ask for a pretty reasonable deposit. But a scammer? Oh, they're going to demand cash or maybe a wire transfer. And there's a very simple reason for that. Once that cash is gone, it is untraceable. It is nearly impossible to ever get back. Okay, enough about their playbook. Let's start writing yours. Building a solid defense isn't about being paranoid. Not at all. It's just about being smart and being prepared. A few simple, proactive steps can make you a completely scam-proof client. So, let's say you've got a potential mover on the phone. Here are the exact questions you need to ask. Start with this. Can you give me your DOT number so I can verify your license? A real company will give it to you, no problem. A scammer? They'll start making up excuses. Then you follow up. Ask for a binding written estimate and ask to see their actual license and insurance certificate. Trust me, their reaction will tell you everything you need to know. Now, let's talk insurance for a sec, because this is an area where scammers just love to create confusion. Think of it like this. Released value protection, that's the free basic option. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg. I mean, yeah, it's technically coverage, but getting 60 cents per pound for your shattered big screen TV isn't going to help much. Full value protection, on the other hand, is like having a full medical team on standby. It costs a bit more, but it guarantees you'll get the actual replacement value for your stuff. So the bottom line is this. You've got to do your homework. A few minutes of research up front can save you from a world of pain later. Go straight to the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the FMCSA, and verify their license number. Check out their history on the Better Business Bureau, and please, whatever you do, never, ever sign a blank or an incomplete contract. Just don't do it.
But what if you do everything right and somehow you still find yourself in the middle of a scam? Your stuff is on their truck, they're on the phone demanding more money. It's a terrifying moment. But you are not powerless. It's time to fight back. Okay, if you even suspect you're being scammed, you have to act immediately. Don't wait. Your very first call should be to the FMCSA hotline. Your second call, to your local police department to file a report. While you're doing that,
Document everything. Take pictures, save every single text message and email. And if you paid even a dime with a credit card, call your bank that second and dispute the charge.
And remember this, you are not in this fight alone. For moves that cross state or provincial lines, federal agencies like the FMCSA have your back. For local moves, you can turn to your provincial or territorial consumer protection agencies. There are official systems in place that are literally designed to protect you. All right, now for the most important part. Let's talk about your secret weapon, your rights as a consumer. This is the knowledge that flips the script. It turns you from a victim into your own best advocate. Understanding the legal safety net is your key to taking back control. You have so much more power here than you probably think. Depending on where you live, if they've used deceptive practices, you might have the right to cancel the contract altogether. You can also sue for damages to recover any financial losses, and you can seek what's called restitution, which means getting back money you never should have paid. These are your legal remedies. Use them. You know, this isn't just about protecting yourself. It's bigger than that. As this quote points out, every time you spot a scammer, every time you report them, you're helping make the entire moving industry safer for everyone else. You actually become part of the solution. So you're now armed with the playbook to spot, avoid, and fight back against these moving scams. But here's the thing. The game is always changing. As we all get smarter, the scammers just look for new angles and new tricks. The real takeaway here is that vigilance has to be your permanent defense. So the next time you move, remember what you've learned today. Be informed, be prepared, and refuse to be a victim. And hey, if you know someone else who's moving soon, share this with them. Together, we can start putting these scammers out of business for good.